The Elden Ring movie is being made, and there are some photos that are so awesome that I don't see anyone talking about. And there's a controversy that is actually brewing. So make sure you guys stay tuned. What's up, guys? It's your host, the best gamer of all time, the man who wears the orange suit, orange tie, sunglasses, and all. And right now, we're going to be talking about the Elden Ring movie. We're going to be actually talking about these amazing photos that are actually being seen here, which actually seems like the photos of Stormvale Castle, which does look nice. It really does, because they could have actually done a green screen, but actually didn't. And there is photos here where actually they're building some statues. There's photos of like some amazing things right here. I'm going to be honest with you, I am really excited for this. This seems really cool. But what concerns me though is something interesting. They got a multi-million-dollar investment according to Screen Rant. The investor is Google DeepMind. In case you guys don't know what Google DeepMind is, it's essentially AI, the one that created Gemini and many things. It comes down how you feel about AI, and honestly, like I said, wait until the end and then we'll talk about it towards the end, okay? But let's actually pop it up on the screen right here. What is actually being said here? So, there is obviously Elden Ring is being made. I'm going to read the second paragraph, which is the dark fantasy movie is set in the lands between. The story will follow the aftermath of the Elden Ring's destruction. After being shattered, pieces of the ring are now in the hands of corrupted demigods, endangering the realm. The film will also be produced by Game of Thrones creator George R.R. Martin, which I'm actually really excited for. I actually did like Game of Thrones, and even though I have not watched the final season of Game of Thrones, I really do like George R.R. Martin's work so far. So I'm kind of excited for that. But moving on to the next post here is that A24's upcoming film adaptation of the hit video game Elden Ring received backing from a surprise source, Google. According to an exclusive report from the Wall Street Journal, the tech giant invested $75 million in A24 to develop new AI tools through its lab, Google DeepMind, that would be used to produce movies such as Elden Ring and the studio's other major game-inspired films like Death Stranding. A24's multi-year agreement with Google will allow the two companies to collaborate on creating AI-powered tools to streamline both film production and distribution. As part of the deal, these products are being evaluated by A24's tech department. The team will test new ways to include artificial intelligence in its creative process. There's a lot of things to be concerned about with this because, like I said, it does depend on how you feel about AI. And matter of fact, if you guys know my history, I actually used to use AI in my thumbnails, and I used to use AI in a few ways in the videos, and I did receive a lot of backlash. So I experience on how people feel about AI. People want more of a raw emotion. They want more human-like creativity, and there's also that controversy with UFC where apparently they use AI for their UFC promotion. I'm gonna pop that up on the screen, which I was so surprised about, which is like, I honestly don't understand what they're doing there with that. Moving on to the next post, many fans of the Elden Ring and Death Stranding were skeptical after hearing the news. Many were concerned and disappointed that two of the major adaptations will rely too heavily on generative AI for the visual effects and overall imagery. However, according to both companies, viewers shouldn't be worried about AI taking over the movies. The partnership specifically states that Google can't use A24's projects to train its AI models. Like I said, one of the things that you guys probably need to look out for, because I know some people actually don't really like Google, they don't really like what they're doing, and in this situation, real quick, let's just read the next post with this one, because this next one is actually ironically pretty funny, which is that A24's deal with Google is intended to support filmmakers, not take away their jobs. The studio explained that the creative team will continue to make major decisions on their own. The new technology is just a tool that is there to help them if they need it, and they won't be forced to use it if they don't want to. This is funny to me. This is funny because they just said that they're giving a $75 million investment, and they're saying that they don't need to use it. Look, I don't know who you're fooling, Google. I have no idea, but apparently you are making them use it. You are forcing them to use the AI. And I don't know how Miyazaki would actually feel about this, about Elden Ring, the movie, using AI. I don't know how he will feel about that. This is very interesting, and I don't really like how they're trying to use this as a way like, oh yeah, you don't need to, you really don't. But we are giving you money, though, of course. Now, the article goes on to say that the AI is only being used for storyboard purposes, and really being used as a tool, nothing more, nothing less. But that's still a bit of a concern here. This doesn't seem like they're just going to be using it for storyboard purposes. I could be wrong. Obviously, I want to be hopeful. I want to be mindful. I want to actually, give the benefit of the doubt, because even though a lot of people say that AI is a tool now, and I actually do use AI as a tool. I use AI as a tool for actually putting my SEO titles up for YouTube, SEO descriptions up, and to my knowledge, people don't have they don't really mind that. But are they going to use AI as a way to actually create new imagery? Now, I know they say that in the partnership specifically states that Google can't use A24's project to train its AI models. But I'm not too sure. Of course, they could actually render something new, render something different. I'm not too sure. Obviously, I'm still being hopeful for Elden Ring. I really want the Elden Ring movie to actually come out. And you guys, actually, it's kind of ironic too, because if you guys know me, you guys would know that I'm actually not a big fan of Elden Ring. Like, I like it. I just think Elden Ring is overrated, but that's a whole different topic to a different story. As of right now, I think we should all band together and not actually have AI in our films, AI actually in our TV shows, AI into our YouTube videos like that. So, what do you guys think about it, though? Are you guys actually still going to be watching the Elden Ring movie? Are you guys actually worried about it? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe. The best gamer of all time is signing off.